Hello, hello. Nienke here from ninks.com. I'm super excited to show you this card today. I had so much fun creating it, and I sent it in a different color to a friend of mine's daughter for her birthday, and I had so much fun doing it. So this is using the Fancy Phrases stamp set, and if you've been coming to or doing Stampin' Goes last year, roundabout, I used these a ton. You'll know that I love these little phrases. I've been using them on practically everything, and I wanted to incorporate these beautiful stamped floral images as well. So you can color these, and or you can just use them as they are. So let me show you how we spice this up a little bit. There's a little twist in this card. It's not an open it card, it's just a flat card base, but then this little tab pulls out to reveal either stamped image and your little sentiment, and you can put a little hidden message on that side or write whatever you would like there. You can also just use a piece of white, layer a piece of white on the back, and then write your sentiment or stamp a sentiment or put anything you want there. I had fun with the idea of having this little pull out, and then you can have another piece of white to have a little piece of scrap on the back side, and then you can just write there too, or the real red is fine if you use a black pen to write on it. So let me show you how to do this. It will probably not take too long either, I hope. Where's all my pieces? Let's get our stamping done. So I'll need my stamp and pierce mat over here. Go to the inches side, although it doesn't really matter, but I might need to give you some dimensions. So first of all, we need a little piece for our greeting, and then we also need a piece to stamp our flower on. Now this is the one for that, and I do believe that's my only stamping. What did I do? I have my real red Stampin' spot here that I got from, you guessed it, my paper pumpkin kit. And let's go with this one. I love my paper pumpkin kits. You can get all different colors you have. They don't repeat a color more than once in a year, so it's a very nice way to build up your colors while having fun. Now you do need to ink up your stamp a bit more when you use the little spots, but you know what, for bigger stamps like this, it's almost easier to see, and more detailed stamps, for me it's almost easier to see that I have all of my spots inked up, all of the stamp inked up when I use the little spot. So with the bigger stamps, it's almost just nicer to have a smaller ink pad. Okay, so now I'm going to just put this, line it up with my grid paper, like so. And then how do I want this way? I'm going to put this in the corner, just like so. It's going to be bigger than my piece of paper, and that's okay. Even if we cut some pieces off, that's fine. Just press that down a little bit, hold it for a second or two, and isn't that pretty? So there's our flowers done, and then we have our little scrap piece here, and put our sentiment at the top. I've been using this real red little ink spot quite a bit. I'm wondering if it's drying out on me. So, oops, let's just get this aligned a bit with our grid paper. And I'm over my camera. Just push that down a bit and hold it. Don't wiggle your stamp, your ink pad. Just gently push it down, because you don't want any edges that you might have gotten some ink on to smear onto the top of your project. Just be mindful of that. And then our little flower that we're going to hide in our flap, or in our pocket, or in the tuck, or whatever we want to call that little piece. I'm going to put this here at the bottom, just sort of center that too. Just hold it for a second. There we go. So that is all of that done. Let's get this out of the way. Now I want to bring in my trimmer, because we're going to cut Oh no, you know what? I forgot another piece of stamping. Let me do the trimming and then I'll show you the other piece I wanted to do. And now this is, what is it? There. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 by, no, that's not going to work. Let's do this. 3.5 by 4 7/8. 4 7/8. And then I made a little mark here at 1.5 inch. So on this side, there's a little mark, 1.5 inch from the bottom. And I'm just going to align my corner in my tracking guide with this little mark here. Where's my mark? There. Because this is clear, you can see right through this. And you can see that you have your corner there aligned with this little area here. And you're just going to cut that at an angle. So it looks like that. So we have that piece and that piece. And I forgot I wanted to do some tone on tone stamping. Here we go. So this is just a little piece of Blushing Bright with a blushing ink spot. And I'm just going to clean off my stamp that I used the Real Red with very well with my Stampin' chamois off to the side here. Grab my Blushing Bright, whoops, and also ink that up very well. Now this is a lighter color, and now I'm just going to randomly stamp this floral image as to create a little background pattern. And it doesn't need to be perfect or lined up completely, just rotate so that it doesn't look exactly the same everywhere. Let's put this one down like maybe like that, and then just a little piece over the side. Let's do that. Saying randomly, and I can't just, and then I just try and decide where I want it. Let's do it randomly and just put this down. And then we just need a little bit over here. We don't need to do the entire thing because this corner is going to be covered up anyway. So I think we need one more over there, and that is probably it. Add in a little something there and a little something there, just hey, because there we go. So that's just some tone on tone stamping. And now I do believe our stamping is done, so we can just put everything together. So we have a Real Red, just a little piece of Real Red that is 5.5 by 4.25. And we're going to put a little matting of white that is what, 3.75 by 5. You can also double check all of the cutting dimensions on my website, where there's a free downloadable PDF as well as all the supply list. So everything you will need to make the card is there, and their website will be linked below. Add some adhesive of your choice to the back. You can use Stampin' Seal or just the liquid glue. I like the liquid glue. It gives me a little bit more wiggle room. You just need to hold it for just a second so that it doesn't slide on you. And then we're going to add here our stamped little piece of Blushing Bright. And that will have 1/8 of an inch border. So that just goes right in the middle of that. Adhere that as best you can in the middle. And now we have a piece of Real Red. It's just 1/2 inch, I believe. Yeah, 1/2 inch by 5. Now it's going to be more than what you need, but you do want it to be a little bit extra because we're going to put this over the edge like so. Put that down there. So I'm just going to add some glue to the edge of my paper here, like so. And then I'm going to align this, just having it run over a little bit and have it sure that it is straight. You want to make sure that it is over the edges here because we want to trim that down. There we go. And then I just need some scissors. Hold on. Got them. Just going to use the edge of my white paper to get that straight. And then we're going to adhere this to the front like so. Now we don't want to put glue all in the middle here. We do want to stick to only the edge. Now you can use, just get my hands right here. It's easier for me to change the direction of the paper than to move my hand this way or that. So only put your glue to the edges. You want the inside to be able to slide our tag in and out, and then adhere this to your little blushing bride piece there. Now if you like this to extend past this border, you will just cut it that length of the border. I like this little border sticking out. I do like to have it like that. And now we're going to do our little tag. Before I forget my bling, let's finish this one up with some rhinestone basic jewels. And this is just your silver ones. And I'm just going to put two or one little one here at the top and two little ones at the bottom. You've got medium sized ones, larger ones. There we go. So that's our little bling. Let's do our tag. I'm going to do some adhering. I have a piece of real red cardstock that is, it's going to be 2 inches because that's what's going to fit in the tag. Yes, just a smidge, like a smidge is less than 1/16 less than 2 inches by 4. And then you will need your tag, fancy phrases, tag topper punch. I'll have it listed in the supply list below. Just line, make sure that is aligned and punch it out. And then what I also wanted to do is just round my corners. You don't need to do this. It's just if you feel I have my trio punch that's got a corner rounder at the bottom, and I just round the corners. And because I did that, I'm also going to round the little top piece. And isn't that cute? It just gives it a little something extra. And here's the only pieces you got cut off, little scraps there you can get rid of. Add some adhesive to the back. Come on, there we go. Oops, see what happened? I ran off the edge of my paper, and luckily I had my silicone mat there, so I'm not going to end up with a sticky surface. The glue will just dry on there, and the minute it is dry, it'll just rub right off, because the glue won't stick to the silicone mat. But if you had it on your work surface, it would be one sticky mess to clean up. Ask me, I got some on my pants the other day. I was shaking the bottle, obviously, and bloop, one big blob of glue on my pants. Fun. Okay, this is just a piece of ribbon. It's about 4 3/4. It doesn't really matter whichever size you like and whichever ribbon. I think this is a let me see, can I find it? textured wave ribbon, if that's still, I don't know if it's still available. Otherwise you can just use any real red ribbon, cut it at a slight angle. Now you can use a glue dot to just keep this in place. What I thought to do is grab a piece of other ribbon, there we go, and you know what, I'm going to grab some glue dots just to get that in place. Whoops, here we go. You can grab the ribbon like this, pop it on, or you can use take your pick tool, whichever works better, and then just let's put it over there so it's stuck to the cardstock and to the ribbon. Just make sure you have your center here. Now pull that tight, press it down, so now it'll just keep it in place. Now that is fine. You can use it, manipulate it a little bit and use it just like that, and that is it. Or I'm thinking of just taking a little white, I think this is the seam binding ribbon. I'll have the list down there, and then I'm just going to gather this a bit like so and tie my bow. Oops, there you go. And now we just need to finesse it a little bit, get this to go the way you want. Now what length was this ribbon? I don't know. 4 inches again. There we go. Isn't that cute? Now we're just going to trim off the excess at a little this angle, that angle. What did I do now? That's better. There we go. Scraps out of the way, and our silicone mat out of the way. Move this out, and there we have our little tag. You can add a little piece of cardstock with a message, and that fits right into there. Isn't that pretty? And you can obviously do this any color you like. So see you again soon. Bye bye.